A work area position, or WAP, is a combination of specific work area and generic position. Every position in the organization has a place of work which is represented by a WAP in PayGlobal. In this video, we will look at creating and utilizing work area positions. WAPs allow you to establish flexible organization reporting relationships. And as the lowest common denominator in the corporate structure, you can create parent-child relationship between WAP records to establish the organization chart. When you create a WAP, establishment data is entered that defines the WAP in terms of hierarchical relationships, as in reporting lines, FTE requirements, and default data that can be copied across the payroll fields when you appoint the person to a WAP. WAPs are used for accessing self-service and approval of ESS requests, such as leave transfers and allowances. Each employee must have an appointment record that is default and active to be able to access ESS. Manager WAPs must be the parent of the employees in the WAP structure to be able to view them in ESS along with approving items requested by the employees, such as leave allowances and timesheets. If the parent WAP is not set up correctly, the employee's ESS submissions could be sent to the wrong manager for approval, and it may escalate them to the absent manager WAP for approval, delaying the approval process of ESS submissions into the correct pay. Organization charts use the appointment records to display the parent-child relationship via the WAPs and allow you to graphically represent parent-child relationships between WAP records. Please note, in organizational charting, a parent sits above the subject record and the children sit below it. Organizational charting is based on the Parent tab page in the WAP record that contains the parent and child records. A WAP can have only one parent. However, each parent WAP can have multiple children, allowing you to produce a traditional hierarchical organization chart. Where there are multiple employees attached to the parent WAP, all employees attached will be able to view and approve any ESS items for the children underneath. The parent code that you select on the Parent tab will display the parent's WAP description in the Reports to field on the Details tab. To run the organization chart in PayGlobal, go to the Employees grid, right-click on any employee, and select View Org Chart. In the Entity field, select Work Area Positions. Jump down the list by pressing W on your keyboard and then select it from the list. Select a query from the list if needed. In this example, we will apply a query that will only show active WAPs. Looking at the query, we can see that the Clause tab shows Closed is empty, which will show any WAPs without a closed date. Click Select. In the View field, select Appointments because we want to see all appointment records for the employees. In the Query field, select any additional queries required, such as only showing active appointments. Click Select. When you're happy with the selections, click Go. To see the employee names on the org chart, click the Tools menu, select Customize Columns, and the Work Area Position columns screen will appear. Next, press Enter on your keyboard. This will change to the Employee Appointment screen. On this screen, expand the Employee Code field. Type name on your keyboard or scroll through the list to select it. Tick the box to move it over to selected columns and click OK. The employee names are now shown on the org chart. You can click the Expand All button to view all appointments. Now let's look at how to appoint someone to a position. To do this, you need to update or add a new appointment record for the employee. Go to Employees and double-click on the employee to open their record. In this example, we will use Matthew. Click HR and Appointments. Then click Edit. Right-click on the screen and select Add Record. On the Details tab, type in the Work Area Position code if known, or select it from the list. Press Tab on your keyboard to move through all the relevant fields on this tab. If the employee needs to access ESS, their appointment record needs to have the active and default fields set to Yes. In the Default field, Yes indicates that this is the employee's default appointment, while No signifies that it is not. An employee can only have one appointment with yes selected to both active and default. However, they can have multiple appointments with the following combinations: active yes and default no, active no and default yes, and both set to no. Next, click the Planned Dates tab. Here, type in the commencement date for the appointment and tab to the expiry date field. Type the appointment expiry date if it is temporary or on a fixed term. Otherwise, you can leave this blank. Finally, click Save and Close. Confirmation messages will now appear, starting with this one. It asks whether to copy across work area positions, defaults area, position, pay period, cost center, and appointment status codes. If you select Yes to copy, the default values from the work area positions record will be copied to the relevant fields in the employee record. If you select No, this will not copy the default values from the work area positions record, and you will need to enter these values manually. After pressing Yes, the Copy Across Work Area Defaults Confirm message appears. If you select Yes, default values, location, department, and DIMS from the associated work area record will be copied to the relevant fields on the employee record. If you select No, this will not be copied and you will need to update these manually. After selecting Yes, a new message to confirm the contract for this work area position, OPR.ENG.01, is CTR1. Do you wish to copy it across to the employee? Selecting Yes will copy the contract value from the work area positions record to the employee, and by selecting No, this will not be copied across. After another Yes to copying the contract value for the work area positions record to the employee record, then the following confirmation message will appear. Select Yes to copy the default values: annual leave, sick leave, long service leave or award from the contract's record to the relevant fields in the employee's record. Or select No and nothing will be copied across. In this case, you will need to manually update these as necessary. Click Yes. It is worth noting that any changes in HR will also update the employee's details in payroll. However, changes in payroll do not update employees' details in HR. Finally, a message will be displayed asking if you would like to view the audit log. Click Yes to view the log. The log file will show exactly what has changed. For example, copying the employee code weeks updated to ENG and the cost centers were also updated. Finally, close the log file by clicking the X and you have now just appointed a person to a new position. The parent code attached to work area positions is the manager's work area position, and only one parent can be attached to a work area position. It is important to get the parent WAP correct, as the employee appointed to this will be able to manage leave, transfers, allowances, view details, and other changes in ESS for their children, the employees that report to them. The parent will also display in the organizational chart above the employee's position. You can change who a position reports to, that is their manager, by editing the parent field on the Work Area Position Parent tab and attach a different WAP. This will move all employees attached to the WAP to a new parent or manager for reporting. After an employee or a parent WAP is updated, you can use the Workflow Transfer option to move any active items, such as leave requests and timesheets, to the new manager to view and approve. This is completed under the Master Admin role in ESS, and further instructions are located on the Help Center. Now let's look at delegations. Delegation records allow another staff member to approve an employee's leave or timesheets in ESS when their manager is unavailable or has left the business. Different types of delegations can be set up depending on a business's needs. A manager can set up a delegation via ESS in the Manager Options section or in PayGlobal on the Work Area Position record. If an employee has the Master Admin role assigned to them in ESS, they can impersonate the manager. They can set up a delegation for that manager. To add a delegation in PayGlobal, go to Human Resources, click Position Management, Establishment, and Work Area Positions. Click to open the work area position that you want to assign the delegation to, and click the Delegations tab. Click Edit. Now, right-click on the screen and select Add Record. Type in the delegation code if known, or select it from the list. As mentioned previously, different delegations can and will be set up in your database. In this example, we will select ESS All Functions for this delegation. Click Select. Enter the date applied, or the start date, for the delegation and an end date if required. This would be used if someone was on leave until the end of October, in which case we would enter the 31st of October. We will leave the end date blank. In this example, our setup has a level field, which we will assign leave. However, not every database has it set up this way, and other options may apply. Now, select the delegated employee. You will need to assign the delegation to a different employee. Let's click on David and click Select. Finally, click Save and Close once you're done, and Save Record. Because we selected David, when he logs on to self-service, he will have the option to switch to this manager and approve any leave or request that are sitting there waiting for him. A delegated manager or manager may receive notification emails to approve ESS items. This is set up in the ESS admin site.